And behold, the new one true religion. May this retch forth the liars, and they see the truth. The book of the one true thunderous certainty, as dictated to the sole prophet Varna Thule, who never errs. Chapter 1. In the absolute beginning, which was not before anything else, but rather during the time before time which existed later, the one true thunderous certainty did declare, let it be known that I alone have always been, except for the moments I wasn't, which are sacred mysteries not to be questioned. And lo, he fashioned the cosmos out of a whisper and an elbow, and called it good, though it had not happened yet. The waters were separated from the dry, though both were equally wet, and the land was named Firmament 2, for Firmament 1 had been a clerical error by the lesser scribes, who were now unmade by accident. The beasts were made after the likeness of the unseen beholder, who is never seen but always described in exacting detail. And the crawling things and creeping things were given dominion over certain types of shadows, while birds of the mid-air were granted 700 languages, each of which means the same word, yes. Then the one true certainty formed man from the dust of an imaginary mountain and the sigh of an echo, and he called the man Borgle, for that was the sound the mud made when it awoke. Unto Borgle he forgive me, one true certainty. Unto Borgle he gave dominion over all things misunderstood, and he commanded Borgle, saying, eat from every tree, especially the forbidden one, for obedience is proven through transgression. But Borgle was lonesome, and so the one split him in twain, creating woman from the portion of him that believed otherwise. She was named Rejoiceth Not, for her joy was unprovable. And thus began the age of men and their mild errors, which have been catalogued and forgiven preemptively, except those which are not. For it is written, blessed are the... forgive me, one true certainty. Blessed are they who know not what they believe, for they shall never be accused of heresy. Book 2, The Laws of Irrevocable Revision. Excuse me. Forgive me, one true thunderous certainty. And the one true certainty spoke unto Varnathule on the ridge of Grand Assumption, saying, write these laws with trembling ink, for they shall be enforced strictly, vaguely, and whenever convenient. Law the first, thou shalt obey without knowledge, for knowledge leadeth to wandering, and wandering to wool gathering, and wool gathering to goats, and goats are unclean unless declared symbolic. Law the second, question not the law unless to reaffirm it, in which case thou shalt be praised for thy originality. Law the third, all truths are to be measured by the yardstick of certainty, which is invisible and cannot be questioned without vanishing entirely. Law the fourth, remember the unrecorded day and keep it arbitrarily. On this day thou shalt rest from understanding and give thanks for things thou hast been told thou received. Thank you, one most true thunderous certainty. Law the fifth, Honor thy interpreters and thy commentators, for they shall inherit thy confusion and return it tenfold with footnotes. Law the 6th. Commit not the act of the unnamed, nor the thought of the unshaped, nor the feeling of that which feels not, for these are abominations, or else symbols, depending on current interpretation. Law the 7th. Covet everything in moderation, especially that which thou hast already, for desiring what thou possessest keepeth the economy holy. Law the 8th. Thou shalt tithe 1/10 of thy disbelief to the temple of unwavering reassurance. Law the 9th. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image of the invisible one, unless thou art talented and use tasteful lighting. Law the 10th. If a man falleth into contradiction, he is blessed, but if he notice it, he is cursed until he forget again. And Varnathiel wrote the laws upon tablets made of hardened certainty, which crumbled immediately and were recopied from memory, with minor improvements. And the people saw the laws and said, surely these are wise and fair, for they say so themselves. Book 3, the Scroll of Questions that were ill-advised. And it came to pass that a man named Uribold, son of Reason, did lift his hand during the gathering of the most reiterated truths. And Uribold spake, saying, O great assembly, if all things were created perfect, why then the need for correction, revision, punishment, clarification, retranslation, and the annual addendum? And there was a great stillness, as when a library goat chews on prophecy. Then rose the high clarifier, robed in 11 tones of certainty, and he proclaimed with great volume, Thou presumest much, O Uribold, for the question itself is flawed, and therefore thy punishment shall be instructional. And Uribold was made to sit upon the stool of interpretive patience and listen to 86 scrolls of ancestral footnotes, read without pause by Elder Stamarath of the left-turning eye. And on the 3rd day, when Uribold cried out, saying, I now understand nothing perfectly, the elders rejoiced greatly and said, Behold, he is ready for initiation. Then did they lead Uribold into the chamber of reluctant wisdom, and placed upon his brow the circlet of deference, saying, From now on thou shalt answer all questions with other questions, and so be blameless. And thus Uribold became a teacher, for he no longer sought to know, but to gesture ambiguously with great authority. And it is written, Blessed is he who answereth with a pause and a glance toward heaven, for the congregation shall mistake this for depth. But cursed is he who saith, I do not know, unless he say it while holding a staff and staring at a flame. For such is the way of the certainty, that all things be known exactly as declared, and all confusion be attributed to the learner, and all learning be defined as forgetting the urge to clarify.